Hey guys, welcome to PCube, where we watch and talk about music as classical musicians. Today's video is a very exciting one actually. I am so looking forward to listening to and watching this video. It's a request from one of our supporters on Buy Me a Coffee. I'm not sure about how to pronounce it. Chipper Bill. And if I'm wrong, I apologize. But this is kind of like I guess bluegrass band that he sent us is Mark O'Connor, Tony Rice, Bella Fleck, Sam Bush, and the name of the song is Freeborn Man. I don't think we've ever done anything like this on our channel. That's why we are so looking forward to this. I love the sound of kind of like bluegrass music, but I haven't listened to a lot of it, so it's our first opportunity to actually sit down and listen to it and really enjoy every second of it.
Some 20 odd years ago, I ran away for the first time. When I was only 4 years old, I'm a freeborn man. I hope it's on my back. I know every inch of highway, every foot of back road, never mind a railroad track. Cincinnati, a little woman in San Antonio. Well, I always loved the girl next door, but any place is home. I'm a freeborn man. I'll hold us on my back. I know every inch of highway, every foot of back road, every mile of railroad track. Guitar and I carried an old tote sack. Well, I hopped it about 200 times, but I always got it back. I'm a freeborn man. I'll hold this on my back. I know every inch of highway, every foot of back road, every mile of railroad track.
Let's just wait before the fiddle / violin solo because I want to just take a break and then talk about the oh my god, I love the solo. I mean, I love his voice first of all, but the solo parts, the solo sections were just from another world. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. First of all, I feel like we should get the bass line out of the way because I feel like it's easy to just focus on the singer and then all these amazing solo players that they each get their moment to be appreciated and to show themselves and their ability. But the bass line that the double bass was playing, I think that's a grounding like space, or the groundwork of the whole like pieces like that, or like when you're playing like a band like that, that is either like bluegrass or jazz bands or any band that has double bass. So I love that he would shape whenever we would get to or get close to a cadence. The shaping of the bass line was not just like notes, and I just play these notes because it's my line. There was a shape to it. It took me like a little bit of like time to adjust, like because it's kind of like crazy fast tempo, a lot is going on, to realize it and listen and single that out. But then once I got it, I couldn't stop listening to that. The shaping that he had, especially like toward the end of the solo sections, the way that he would build up to the cadence, it was really, really good. I love his voice, but I have to say the most part that I was amazed by, it was his solo, the guitar solo, and then the mandolin player. They were both so clear. Like it was, I think that technique is called finger picking on guitar. I'm not sure though, and I'm not sure if it's called the same thing and the mandolin, but the way that you could hear every note, and I note that this is a live performance, so it's not, you just know have no way of going back, but the way that you could hear every single note so clearly, and without like the fast fingers that they were like picking all the notes, was just so amazing to me. Like that technique is just like so unnatural to me. I feel like maybe not that much for you, but like whenever I see like the fingers move that fast, is like, oh my God. But that was such a pleasure to listen to it so far. I can't wait for what's coming next on the violin and other instruments.
Well, yeah, first of all, about the bass that you said, exactly the same thing came into my mind, because I was like, in a jazz band, you see exactly a double bass doing the same thing with the pizzicato. And in here, you can see them in so many like pop, also pop genre bands. You can see it. It's like it's everywhere, and it makes a very big change, and it's a really big deal in the music. And it doesn't even, you know, the in this kind of bands, the double bass player doesn't even play with the bow most of the times. It's just the pizzicato, which is just one technique of the strings. But if you take this out, it's like you took the whole song out, and it's like it's not the same at all. And it's not getting, I mean, at least for me until now, I didn't even thought about how much of a difference it makes, and how important is double bass in every kind of music genre. Because in classical, we don't see like so many solo pieces for double bass, or like for the composers to pay so much attention to the double bass. But also in the orchestra, it's like the bass of the orchestra, and it makes such a difference and such an important place in every orchestra or band. So yeah, I think we have to appreciate it more, double bass.
Yeah.
But other than that, about the whole music, you said very great things about the solos, and I was also blown away about the solos. But the thing that I wanted to say was about the singer's voice and how he was singing, because in my mind, every time that the singer was singing, it wasn't like, here comes the singing part, which is separate from the music, but I saw it as an instrument, especially because of the way he was articulating everything, and like almost rapping. Or like, I don't know, the voice that he was producing, and the thing that I was hearing as an outer layer, even without the text, even if there was, you know, there was no text, I was like hearing it as a sound effect that was adding a layer to the whole music. So that was also very interesting, and it was so matching with the articulation and with the speed. It was so matching the whole vibe of the instruments and the whole song.
Yeah, that's so cool. All right, here we go with the other solos. Let's go back.
go. I ran away for the first time and I was only 4 years old. I'm a freeborn man. My horse on my back. I know every inch of highway, every foot of back road, every mile of railroad track.
Oh my God, that was so cool.
Yeah, I really liked how he, at least after all the solos, I paid attention that he was adding like this, I don't know, like this scratch, but not in a metal way of scratch, but like, I don't know, a little more juicy scratch, or like a little more poofy scratch to his voice every time he wanted to start a sentence or a phrase. He always started with like, I don't know, like it was like it's a car, an old car, and every time that you're standing and you want to start moving, you have to push the gas so much, and then it goes like, and then it goes, and then when it starts to move, his voice was so clear and so like glassy. So this difference was so cool to see. And about the solos, oh, there was in every solo there were so many brilliant things, but I mean, if we want to just say everything about all the solos, we had to pause like every 2 seconds. But I in general liked so much that in almost every solo there was this thing that there is a main melody, at least in not in the whole solo of a person, but just at least in a small part, there was this thing that also Bach used this a lot, that you have a main melody and you play some like random notes here and there in between your main melody and between your main notes, and you play these other notes or these other chords like with a little less volume, or you pay less, you put less accent to them, so that the ear just naturally hears the melody and just some, you know, like some air between them, or you can hear the main notes and there are some background also like noises or something there. And I think almost all of them use this at some point, at least for a couple seconds. And it's always amazed me when I see like some normal or regular instruments like violin, guitar or something, that it's the same instrument and it's a piece of wood with the strings or something, and then in every genre, the players of every different genre, they play and they take different sound from this same violin. Even if you give them the same pieces or the same notes, you can hear completely different soundings and like sonority from different players of different genres. And it's coming from all of the things are coming from mostly like at least in the violin, like from the right hand, and how much pressure you put on the violin, on the bow, or like what kind of speed do you use when you're using your bow. It's all like very small details that can change the whole personality of the instrument. It's always like I don't know, it's always so interesting for me to see.
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting. Before I talk about the music, I just want to say that in the title of this video, not all the names of the musicians like are there. So we missed Jerry Douglas, who was playing the dobro, and we missed Mark Schatz, that was playing the double bass. I believe we talked about, or like everybody else, I don't know if they have like a band name or is it just like their names individually, but anyway, because I just saw in the description that we were missing those, so I was just thinking about like also saying their name. But the important, like the most interesting thing for me after like watching all of their solos and then going back to the vocal parts for one last time before ending the song, because I feel like the core of a performance like this is improvisation, and I feel like a lot of like bluegrass music, kind of like jazz actually, or a lot of also traditional, because I'm thinking about a lot of like Persian traditional music as well. When they're performing, there's not that much written, it's mostly improvisation, unlike, for example, classical music that everything is written to the details. So the core is improvisation, but I was so like amazed on how they transition between the solos and how they interact with each other while they're playing this other people's like solos. For example, like especially this mandolin guy that he was so interactive with all of them, with the violin guy and with the lead singer and the guitar player. He was just, even with his body language, it was like showing that, okay, I'm hearing you and I'm trying to kind of like create kind of like a response thing. So I feel like the solos, even though they were like individually very well played and very creative, at the same time they were kind of cohesive together, and they interacted with each other so well, because they were kind of like in response to each other. And also the transition to going from one instrument to the other instrument, it was so smooth. And then also going from the vocals to the instruments and then back to the vocals was, again, like so amazing. And you just talked about the his voice and then his vocal ability, so I'm not gonna repeat that. And one last thing before wrapping this video, because I guess the lyrics were not like that long, but they are so, I feel like, very like short and sweet and to the point, because it was just talking about like a freeborn man, and I find the lyrics matching the vibe of the song so perfectly, because I think this whole performance captures like freedom and like the spirit of being a free person on stage or like beyond the stage so perfectly. Like the way that they were like free because they were improvising, but then the way that are also like, I don't know, like the lyrics and then their performance, you can kind of feel that they're having so much fun. I don't know, it was just like I just wanted to point out the kind of like the connection between the lyrics and then the vibe of the whole performance. I think it was just such a perfect connection. So that was so cool. That was very interesting, and I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. So we appreciate you, Chipor Bill, for suggesting this beautiful video. We are so happy that we have a bluegrass video on our channel now, and maybe we can explore more of it. I don't know much. We just knew the name of the instrument and then how it's supposed to sound, but that was like another level of like bluegrass performance. It was a masterpiece, so we are happy that we did that. So thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. If you want to support us more, there's a buy me a coffee link in the description. We'll see you guys in our next video. Bye.
Bye.